Most cars don't make it past 150,000 miles. But what if yours could double that? No engine failure, no breakdowns on the highway, just smooth, reliable driving. It's not luck, it's about knowing what to check and when. In this video, I'll show you the simple checks that keep your car last over 500,000 and running like new, mile after mile. They take less than 10 minutes, but skipping them could cost you thousands. Let's dive in. 1. Don't follow the manufacturer's oil change intervals. Here's the truth, automakers don't want you to know. Following the factory-recommended 10,000-mile oil change interval might sound convenient, but it's a ticking time bomb for your engine. Most manufacturers stretch intervals to make ownership look cheaper, but they don't care what happens after the warranty expires. That's when the problems begin, and you're left footing the bill. Engineers and experienced mechanics agree that 5,000 miles or every 6 months is the real sweet spot, especially if you drive in stop-and-go traffic, tow heavy loads, or live in areas with extreme heat or dust. Stick to the marketing and you could be dealing with sludge buildup, worn seals, or total engine failure. That's a $4,000 repair that a few timely oil changes could have prevented. Here's why. Synthetic oil breaks down under stress, and while it lasts longer than conventional oil, it still degrades under heat and pressure. If left unchanged, it loses its lubricating properties and turns into a thick goo that gums up your engine. Want your car to hit 500,000 miles? Get serious about oil. Don't just change it, track it. Keep a log, use high-quality synthetic, and never ever trust that dashboard reminder alone. 2. Change your transmission fluid before it fails you. Your transmission might be working fine until one day it isn't. And by the time you feel it slipping, hear it clunking, or notice lag between shifts, the damage is already done. Transmission failures start slow and silent. Fluid wears down, additives break apart, and invisible metal shavings start grinding away at the gears. Unlike engine oil, transmission fluid doesn't get the same attention. Many vehicles don't even have dipsticks anymore, so you assume it's sealed for life. But sealed doesn't mean forever. It means the manufacturer wants you to ignore it until it breaks. That's a 3,000 plus mistake. The smart move? Do a drain and fill every 60,000 miles or 6 years. Hybrids can stretch to 90,000, but don't push it. And here's a crucial warning. If your car's never had a transmission service past 100,000 miles, don't flush it. That sudden surge of pressure can dislodge gunk that's holding your transmission together. Stick with OEM fluid. Toyota WS for Toyotas, Honda ATF DW1 for Hondas. Accept no substitutes. Generic fluids save you pennies but cost you your transmission. Preventative maintenance is way cheaper than a rebuild. Think of transmission fluid as the lifeblood of your drivetrain. Let it go bad, and the heart of your car stops beating. 3. Flush your coolant every 5 years or 50,000 miles. Most people treat coolant like a lifetime fluid. It isn't. Coolant, or antifreeze, might come in vibrant pink, yellow, or blue, but after 5 years or 50,000 miles, it turns into a silent killer. Why? Because even long-life coolants break down over time. They become acidic, lose their anti-corrosive properties, and start eating through your engine's internals. What starts as a colorful liquid ends up rotting water pumps, corroding seals, and clogging heater cores. Even worse, it can trigger a head gasket failure, one of the most expensive repairs you can face. Think white smoke from your exhaust, overheating, coolant disappearing with no puddle. Those aren't random issues, they're red flags. Don't wait for symptoms. Don't trust the 100,000-mile promises. Flush your coolant every 5 years or 50,000 miles. Whichever comes first. It's cheap insurance. And yes, this applies to hybrids too, even those with electric water pumps. Once coolant degrades, it puts the entire cooling system at risk. Coolant protects everything downstream. That means your radiator, thermostat, and engine block all depend on it. Want to save thousands? Flush it on schedule. Use the manufacturer-recommended coolant type. Keep your system clean, and your engine will thank you mile after mile. 4. Replace the timing belt before it breaks. Here's a truth that's left thousands of drivers stranded. Timing belts don't ask for permission before snapping, and when they do, it's catastrophic. This unassuming black belt keeps your engine's most vital components in sync. If it breaks while driving, pistons collide with valves, and your engine eats itself. The cost? Anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 depending on the damage. Some cars become instant paperweights. But here's the twist. This disaster is 100% preventable. Most cars need a new timing belt every 60,000 to 100,000 miles or every 7 to 10 years, even if they're rarely driven. Heat, oil, and time degrade the belt. And guess what? There's usually no warning, no light, no sound, it just fails. Maybe you'll get lucky and hear ticking or see oil near the timing cover, but usually it's lights out. Pro tip: when replacing your timing belt, also replace the tensioner, water pump, and pulleys. These parts work together. If one fails, the rest follow. It's a few $100 more up front, but saves thousands later. This is a habit that separates casual owners from serious ones. Timing belts don't care how careful you are, only how prepared. Replace it before it breaks, not after. 5. Keep spark plugs fresh. Worn spark plugs won't leave you stranded instantly, but they'll slowly rob your engine of power, efficiency, and reliability. Over time, plugs erode and deposits form, weakening the spark. That means poor combustion, lower fuel economy, rough starts, and sluggish acceleration. In fact, bad spark plugs can reduce fuel efficiency by up to 30%. That's like paying an extra dollar per gallon for gas. And if you ignore them long enough, misfires become common. Your check engine light pops on. Raw fuel leaks into your exhaust, damaging the catalytic converter. A 1,000 plus repair. So what's the fix? Change your plugs every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, depending on the type. Iridium plugs last longer than copper ones. Always use OEM recommended plugs. They're designed for your ignition system. Pay attention to symptoms: rough idling, hesitation when accelerating, slow starts, or decreased mileage. And if you pull out a plug and see oil or coolant on it, that's a bigger issue, likely a gasket or head problem. Address it fast. Pro tip: whenever you change spark plugs, inspect your ignition coils. If they're cracking or worn, replace them. Keep your ignition system clean, and your engine will fire smoothly and strong. No drama, no stalls. 6. Replace the fuel filter at recommended intervals. Every time you fill your gas tank, you could be feeding your engine more than fuel. Tiny particles of dirt, rust, and debris sneak in from dirty pumps or aging tanks. Your fuel filter is the only line of defense, and when it clogs, your car starts gasping for breath. A clogged filter forces your fuel pump to work harder, sometimes to the point of failure. That's a $500 to $1,000 repair, all because a $40 filter wasn't changed on time. Most manufacturers recommend replacing the fuel filter every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. Older cars lean toward the low end, while newer vehicles with in-tank filters can stretch up to 100,000 miles. But don't wait for symptoms like sputtering, poor acceleration, or stalling. Proactive replacement keeps your engine happy and your fuel system efficient. And remember, when changing the filter, relieve the fuel pressure first, pull the fuse, run the engine till it dies, and work in a well-ventilated area. Gasoline fumes aren't just unpleasant, they're dangerous. This small step helps prevent injector damage, misfires, and hard starts. It also preserves your fuel economy. Don't overlook it. Your car will thank you every time you hit the gas. 7. Brake fluid flush. Every 2 to 3 years, brake fluid might not seem like a priority until you're trying to stop and the pedal feels like mush. That's because brake fluid absorbs moisture over time. It's hygroscopic, meaning it pulls water from the air. And after 2 to 3 years, it can become diluted enough to compromise your braking power. Fresh DOT3 brake fluid boils at around 401 degrees Fahrenheit and DOT4 at 446 degrees Fahrenheit. But add moisture, that boiling point can drop to below 284 degrees Fahrenheit. In heavy stop-and-go traffic or mountain driving, your brakes heat up fast. Old fluid starts to boil, forming air bubbles that make your brake pedal feel soft. Or worse, unresponsive. You don't need to guess either. A simple $22 brake fluid tester will instantly show the moisture level. Over 3%? Time to flush. No need to rely on a mechanic's word or wait for symptoms. Neglect this, and you're not just risking your wallet, you're risking your life. Brake failure is no joke. Flushing your fluid every 2 to 3 years ensures consistent stopping power and protects your master cylinder and calipers from internal corrosion. Drive long, stop strong, make brake fluid service part of your car care ritual. 8. Service your differential and transfer case regularly. If your car is rear wheel, all wheel, or 4-wheel drive, you've got a differential, maybe 2, and possibly a transfer case. These aren't flashy parts, but they're critical. They direct torque to your wheels and keep your vehicle planted during turns and acceleration. Over time, the heavy-duty gear oil in these components breaks down. It collects metal shavings, thickens, and loses its protective qualities. Ignore it, and you'll face worn gears, noisy differentials, and even full-blown driveline failure. Experts recommend changing differential fluid every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. Transfer case fluid should follow a similar schedule. And while it sounds intimidating, it's a pretty simple process. Drain the old fluid, inspect for shavings, refill with the correct OEM spec fluid, and go. Pro tip: always remove the fill plug before the drain plug. If you can't get the fill plug out, at least you haven't drained it yet. Use a pump to top off until fluid slightly seeps from the fill hole. Tighten both plugs, and you're done. This habit prevents wear, improves handling, and protects some of the most expensive parts of your drivetrain. Most drivers forget it entirely. Don't be like most drivers. 9. Check and clean the mass airflow sensor. Your engine breathes air just like you do, and the mass airflow sensor is like its nose, measuring how much air is coming in so the computer can add the right amount of fuel. But over time, dust, oil, and grime coat the sensor's delicate hot wires. That throws off readings, and the engine starts running blind. A dirty mass airflow sensor can cause rough idling, hesitation on acceleration, decreased fuel economy, and even engine stalling. You might see a check engine light with codes like P0100 to P0104. But before you rush to replace a $200 plus part, try cleaning it first. It could save you hundreds. Here's how. First, locate the sensor, usually just after the air filter box. Disconnect the electrical connector carefully, then remove the sensor or its housing depending on the design. Use only a mass airflow sensor cleaner, never brake cleaner, WD-40, or carb spray, which can destroy the sensor. Spray the sensing elements thoroughly and let them air dry completely. Reinstall, reconnect, and you're good to go. Advanced move. Use an OBD2 scanner to read grams per second airflow before and after cleaning. If the numbers jump, you just gave your engine its breath back. It's a 5-minute job that restores power and improves mileage. Don't let dirt choke your car's performance. 10. Replace the PCV valve. Think of the PCV, positive crankcase ventilation valve, as your engine's pressure release system. It takes harmful gases that build up in the crankcase and reroutes them back into the intake to be safely burned. Over time, this simple valve can clog or stick, and that spells trouble. When a PCV valve fails, pressure builds up. That can lead to blown gaskets, oil leaks, and sludge inside the engine. A stuck open valve can let in too much air, messing with your fuel mixture and making the engine burn oil, sometimes up to a quart every 1,000 miles. Luckily, it's an easy and cheap fix. Most PCV valves cost between $10 and $20. You can find them near the valve cover or oil-filled tube. Twist counterclockwise to remove, insert the new one, and twist back to lock. Check the vent hose for cracks too. Manufacturers recommend replacing it every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. If you've never changed yours, do it now. It helps keep oil consumption low, emissions cleaner, and performance sharp. Don't underestimate this tiny part. Neglecting it can cost you thousands in engine repairs. 11. Tire alignment. Every 15,000 miles or when steering feels off. Wheel alignment might not seem urgent, but misalignment quietly eats away at your tires and fuel economy. Every bump, curb hit, or pothole can nudge your wheels out of spec, and once they're off, your car starts fighting itself. The signs? Uneven tire wear, especially on the inside or outside edges. A crooked steering wheel even when driving straight. Pulling to one side. All of these mean your alignment's off. And the cost? Misalignment can reduce tire life by up to 30% and increase fuel usage by up to 10%. That adds up fast. You're basically burning rubber and gas every mile. Professionals use laser-guided machines to set your wheels to precise factory angles, camber, toe, and caster. It costs $75 to $100, and it's worth every penny. Think of it as a tune-up for your suspension. Get an alignment every 15,000 miles, after any suspension repair, or whenever your ride feels off. Proper alignment also improves handling, braking stability, and overall driving comfort. It's not just about tire wear, it's about how your car performs on every turn. 12. Avoid cold revving at all costs. There's a hot debate in the car world. Should you warm up your engine before driving, or just go? But here's one rule everyone should agree on. Never rev your engine when it's cold. Why? Because when your engine is cold, oil is thick and hasn't circulated yet. That means metal components are running dry, with almost no protection. Revving your engine forces those dry parts, like pistons, camshafts, and bearings, to grind together, causing unnecessary wear and damage. So what should you do instead? Start your car and let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds. That's all it takes for oil to start circulating. After that, drive gently. Keep RPMs low, under 3,000, until the engine reaches normal temperature. Some vehicles even show a blue coolant temperature light when cold. Wait for it to turn off before pushing the engine. Cold revving is especially harmful to turbo engines. In fact, 90% of turbocharger damage comes from poor oil habits, and this one's a killer. Want your car to hit 500,000 miles? Give it a gentle start. Let the oil do its job before you put the pedal down. Cold revving might feel powerful, but it's destroying your engine slowly. 13. Wash the undercarriage every season, especially in winter. Everyone loves a shiny exterior, but the real rust battle happens underneath. Your car's undercarriage takes the brunt of road grime, salt, and mud. And if you ignore it, corrosion creeps in, quietly destroying brake lines, suspension parts, and your car's frame. In snowy regions, salt from winter roads is particularly brutal. It sticks to metal and accelerates rust like nothing else. But even if you live near the coast, salty air and sand can do similar damage. So what's the fix? Wash your undercarriage at least once per season. In winter, monthly washes are ideal. Many car washes offer an underbody rinse. Use it, or grab a sprinkler or hose attachment and do it yourself. Focus on the wheel wells, axles, and behind the bumper. Undercarriage neglect leads to seized bolts, rotted frames, and brake failures. We're talking thousands in repairs, and maybe even total loss if rust spreads unchecked. Stay ahead of it. Rust doesn't sleep, and it doesn't care if your paint job is flawless. Wash underneath, especially after snow, beach trips, or muddy drives. It's a simple habit that keeps your car structurally sound for the long haul. Bonus tip: keep a maintenance logbook. Want to know the secret weapon of car owners who never miss a service? It's not a fancy app or high-tech gadget. It's a simple logbook. Every time you change your oil, rotate tires, replace filters, or fix anything, write it down, record the date, mileage, and what was done. Why? Because memory fades, but paper doesn't lie. A well-kept logbook helps you catch patterns early. Is your engine burning oil every 1,000 miles? Are your tires wearing unevenly every 5,000? Your logbook reveals these trends and gives you the upper hand before problems explode. Mechanics respect it too. A solid maintenance record proves you're a serious owner. They'll take your concerns more seriously and are less likely to upsell you services you don't need. And when it comes time to sell your car, that little logbook becomes gold. It builds trust with buyers and can add hundreds, even thousands, to your resale value. Whether it's a $2 notebook or a phone app, make it a habit. Log your maintenance, save your money, extend your car's life. Now you know the 13 pro habits that can help your car last well over 400,000, even 500,000 miles. These aren't just tips. They're the difference between driving a reliable machine and constantly throwing money at repairs. Which habit are you already doing? Which one was a total surprise? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you found this guide helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more pro tips coming that could save you thousands and make you the smartest car owner on your block. Until next time, drive smart and treat your ride like it's built to last. Because with these habits, it absolutely is.